Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, a Muncie police officer is on paid leave. We'll tell you about the allegations against him next.
Plus, the battle over the Supreme Court nominee continues. What the president is now saying about Brett Kavanaugh coming up.
And it was a warm day today, and those warm temperatures look to continue through the week. I'll have more about that coming up.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Jeremy Masukovich.
And I'm Camille Breck.
Several Muncie and Delaware County agencies held an event today for people seeking help or who want to vacate arrest warrants.
NewsLink Indiana's Michelle Kaufman met one woman who is now going to treatment.
Yesterday was the day Jennifer Crosby surrendered to freedom.
Yesterday, I had been clean like 6-7 days, and I went to church yesterday, and I was welcomed by my family, my church, and they told me about this event, and here I am.
Her husband left today for treatment, and soon Jennifer will get treatment too.
Today, I'm just trying to make sure that my daughter gets in a good place, that she can be safe while we're gone, and make sure that my dog's taken care of and my house is locked up. And I'm gonna go too.
They joined several other people in getting set up to go to treatment. Chief Deputy Prosecutor Zach Craig said the event brought people from various treatment facilities and law enforcement together.
We're not just out to arrest people, we actually want to help people and help to try to solve some of the problems that we face in our community.
In addition to those getting treatment help, 26 warrants were resolved at the event.
And rather than being arrested on that warrant, which is what would typically happen if they came into contact with police, they're being given a court date, so they just have to show up at that date and time at court, and then their case will proceed as normal. And if they do that, then the warrant will be vacated by the court after the day.
In Muncie, Michelle Kaufman, NewsLink Indiana.
Craig said he hopes to have another Surrender to Freedom event at some point in the future.
A Muncie police officer is on paid leave after he was arrested on allegations of domestic violence last week. 29-year-old Chase A. Hunter was charged with a Class A misdemeanor Friday after allegedly throwing a litter box at a woman's head. Prosecutor Joe Burgax filed to dismiss the case later in the day. Hunter was previously arrested for driving while intoxicated in 2016. That charge was also dismissed after Hunter completed a referral program. A Muncie man who tried to kill his ex-girlfriend with a homemade bomb is sentenced to 101 years in prison. 40-year-old Lionel Mackey Jr. received the maximum sentence on convictions from 2 separate trials. Delaware Circuit Judge Linda Wolf said Mackey was a menace to any woman who he became involved with. Mackey was found guilty of attempted murder last month. This comes after he was found guilty of 5 other felony charges in April. Prosecutors say Mackey tried to kill his ex-girlfriend in December of 2016 by leaving a bomb at her home after she broke up with him. Big things are happening for the Big Brother, Big Sister program in downtown Muncie this week.
NewsLink Indiana's Emma Burris has the details on the new changes the program is hoping will positively impact the community.
Although we all experience different childhoods, there's one thing most people have in common. We all wanted to be loved and feel as though we were important in someone else's life. Big Brothers Big Sisters aims to make that experience possible in the lives of children right here in Muncie. With advancements such as the name of the program changing, as well as the new meaningful logo.
I'm really excited about the new brand and the brand logo because I think it's going to ignite a lot of inspiration in every corner of our community. It's going to allow the bigs, the volunteers, the donors, the staff, the board members to all empower the potential and allow every one of us to be able to defend the potential within our community and the youth here.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Indiana hopes to gain more positive attention, starting with their new brand logo. The goal for this initiative is to bring more attention to potential bigs, thus matching the number of many littles upon the waiting list. Sue Godfrey, Executive Director, gives us some insight to what she believes this transformation will do.
We at Big Brothers Big Sisters do not create potential, but we empower potential, we ignite potential, and we ask the community to join us to defend the potentials of the children in our community.
Through this new season, Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Indiana is excited for the opportunity lying ahead. In Muncie, Emma Burris, NewsLink Indiana.
For more information on the Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Indiana, visit bbbseci.org.
Or follow Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Indiana on Facebook to learn more about getting involved. Well, that sounds like a great event coming up, and we had an excellent day as well today for an event. Let's see if we got anything coming up in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Gabe, can you tell us more?
Yeah, Camille and Jeremy, it's still actually pretty warm out there across East Central Indiana, sitting at 74 degrees in Indianapolis, 74 in Lafayette, and 77 here in Muncie. So pretty warm out there. We have a few scattered showers moving in our southern counties, though really the bulk of the moisture is all located near the Indiana-Michigan state line, as this front's going to be making its way down into our area, causing some rain to move into the area tomorrow. So temperatures will drop down to 70 by 11 p.m. this evening, down to 68 for our low tonight by 1 a.m. But there is a slight chance of rain through the evening tonight, but the big chance for rain comes back into the area tomorrow. And I'll have more details on that coming up in my full forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
A new exhibit is now open at the David Owsley Museum of Art.
NewsLink Indiana's Sophia Lackey has more on the exhibit.
A new exhibit has opened hoping to allow people to learn the impact of architecture on the campus and in the community.
It showcases the artistry of architecture. It showcases how this university got its foothold and started and then changed over time.
The creator of the exhibit, Rebecca Torsel, says it's more than just blueprints.
A really great way for the museum and university libraries and the College of Architecture and Planning to coordinate and collaborate on a way to celebrate that significant milestone for the university.
This exhibit is a collaboration with many departments around Ball State. Museum Assistant Director Rachel Buckmaster says the centennial caused them to work together.
Letting people see the building in a different way, and then also kind of looking back to the history of the ad building and the cat building, just sort of bookends lots of different and unique things on campus.
Torsel says the exhibit lets museum goers see buildings on campus in a new way.
Most people, when they say architectural drawing, they automatically say blueprint, as though it's all-encompassing, but it's a chance for them to see how things were done in the past.
The exhibit is open until December 21st in the David Owsley Museum of Art. In Muncie, Sophia Lackey, NewsLink Indiana.
For more information on the exhibit, go to bsu.edu/Museum of Art. Brett Kavanaugh is set for another busy week. Coming up, we'll tell you what's in store for the embattled Supreme Court nominee.
Plus, applying for college financial aid just got a little easier. The details after the break.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, she seems fine to me.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was drunk.
No more, he was drunk.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, why didn't she tell anyone? No more, we don't talk about that.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Welcome back. As 8 of the active Supreme Court justices reconvene for the start of a new term, the question remains as to when the 9th justice will officially be on the bench.
Omar Jimenez has the latest on the situation and tells us where lawmakers and the president stand.
I want it to be comprehensive.
President Trump weighing in on the ongoing investigation into his Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh.
Now, with that being said, I'd like it to go quickly.
A source with knowledge of the investigation tells CNN the FBI would take its direction from the White House, not the Senate, and that the agency would interview a handful of people. But President Trump says the FBI should interview anyone they want, within reason.
You have to say within reason. They should interview, but they should also be guided, and I'm being guided, by what the senators are looking for.
Should Brett Kavanaugh be interviewed by the FBI?
I think so.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell calling the Kavanaugh probe itself purely political.
That his good name and his family have been dragged through the mud with a campaign of character assassination based on allegations that lack any corroboration.
The investigation began on the tail end of a chaotic week in Washington. Arizona Senator Jeff Flake, a key vote to confirm Kavanaugh, set conditions in his support. An FBI investigation, limited in scope, and only lasting up to a week before moving toward any final vote.
I couldn't move forward without hitting the pause button because what I was seeing, experiencing in an elevator and watching it in committee and just thinking this is ripping our country apart.
The investigation is expected to include interviews with several people who Christine Blasey Ford said were present at the party where she alleges the assault happened, and not expected to include Kavanaugh's drinking history. In Washington, I'm Omar Jimenez.
The FBI investigation will continue this week before the full Senate votes on Kavanaugh's nomination.
Tonight marks the 1-year anniversary of the deadliest mass shooting in modern American history.
NewsLink Indiana's Brenton Roy is live in the newsroom to tell us what residents of Las Vegas are doing to remember victims. Brenton?
Yes, Camille, 1 year later, we still don't know why 64-year-old Stephen Paddock opened fire on a crowded concert from his window in the Mandalay Bay Hotel. The Las Vegas community came together today, forming prayer vigils in the city to honor all 58 victims who were killed and the 489 that were wounded. President Trump honored victims of the shooting today during a speech at the White House Rose Garden. Take a listen.
I want to send our thoughts and prayers to the victims of the Las Vegas shooting. That was a horrible, horrible time in the life of our country. It took place exactly 1 year ago today. All of America is grieving for the lives lost and for the families they left behind. So to all of those families and to the people of Las Vegas, we love you. We are with you. We're working with you very hard. That was a terrible, terrible event.
FBI Special Agent Aaron Roos said last December the FBI was aiming to release its report to the public, hopefully by the time of the 1 year anniversary, but so far there has been no further comment. Live in the newsroom, I'm Brenton Roy, NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you, Brenton.
Applying for financial aid just got a lot easier. Applicants can now fill out the FAFSA on a mobile app. According to the National College Access Network, only 61% of high school students apply this year. The Education Department is making the process a whole lot smoother. FAFSA is now available through the brand new My Student Aid app. The FAFSA website is sporting a new mobile-friendly design that's easier to use on mobile devices. Experts do recommend students that fill out the form earlier if they are using the app due to the possibility of technical issues. All right, now let's throw it over to Gabe. What do we got coming up in weather?
Yeah, temperature is only cooling down to the mid-60s this evening, and that warm trend continues. I'll have the details right after the break.
And those who served before them. For those whose sacrifice will never end. The Gary Sinise Foundation shows its gratitude through entertainment, outreach, and life-changing support. We can never give enough, but we can always give a little more. Find out how you can donate at GarySineseFoundation.org.
Sometimes there's no do-over. some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Ben, what's coming up in sports? Hey, Gabe, how about we talk about weather instead? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I was going to say, this is my time. Come on. No, it's a warm day today, 86 degrees for a high. We're seeing a little bit of rain move into the area this evening, and very far southern fringes of Henry County getting a little bit of rain. But really, as I mentioned earlier, the bulk of the moisture is all far to the north, along with a stationary front that's kind of positioned and was wavering a bit over the Indiana-Michigan state line. That's going to make its way south tomorrow and bring us a bit of rain during the day tomorrow. 77 degrees currently outside. Very warm temperatures, a bit of a breeze out of the south-southwest at 6 miles an hour, making it feel pretty warm, especially for this time of year. As I said, we got up to a high of 86 degrees today. That's well above our average of 71 degrees. Not quite to the record of 90, but still over 15, around 15 degrees warmer than our average this time of year. And that temperature trend continues through the week, up to 83 on Wednesday, briefly dipping down to 79 by Thursday, and back up into the 80s and the latter part of the week, and even into the weekend. Tonight, temperatures drop only down to 67, mostly cloudy conditions as that front nears the area. We'll start to see those clouds build into the area. Now, during the day tomorrow, temperatures at near 70 by 9 a.m., getting up to 78 by noon. We'll start off dry for most of the day tomorrow, but then that rain moves in, scattered in nature for the most part throughout the day, though our high will be around 80 degrees, again, depending on maybe how much of that cloud cover and rain we get. Here's Precision Cast timing out those storms. This is around noon tomorrow, bringing in some rain in our northern counties, maybe into Muncie later in the day. It's going to be scattered in nature, so not everyone may see this rain. Here's 3 p.m., maybe as you're heading home from class, rain back into the area, although we should start to clear out by the evening hours. So tomorrow evening, this rain should be over with and done, and by Wednesday, we'll start to clear out a bit. So those rain chances, we get a break from the rain on Wednesday, though coming back into the picture Thursday and Friday. There's some uncertainty on some of this timing in regards to this rain, but it does look like it's going to be sticking around through the area. No day looks like it's going to be a complete washout overall through the picture, but to see those rain showers and rain chances through the end of the week is not the greatest. But if you're a fan of the heat, like I know Camille said she is, you're pretty happy with this forecast. But some of our fall weather fans are a little disappointed.
That's true. Yeah, I would be fine with the summer temperatures sticking around.
Yeah, I'm always trying to push back that cold front because I know it's going to be here for a while.
Yes, definitely. All right, Ben, what's coming up in sports?
Well, it's hot out there, but not as hot as Ball State's football team got their first win in their first MAC win, in their first MAC game. And we got October baseball, Ball State style. Reaction and more after the break.
Isn't this perfect?
It was my pleasure. May I?
Adam, I can't thank you enough for saving me from that sweepstakes scam. I could have lost everything.
It was a classic cat and mouse game. Remember, you never have to pay to play.
You're my hero.
Oh.
After all these years. What's the matter, Adam? Cat got your tongue?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. Make more.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Ben Sherman with sports. Ball State football have been struggling heading into Mid-American Conference play. The Cardinals dropped 3 of their 4 non-conference games. Luckily, Ball State hosted a fellow one-win team in Kent State this past Saturday. The Cardinals took this one easily 52-24, behind 600 total yards of offense. The Riley duo of quarterback Riley Neal and receiver Riley Miller both had career days. Riley Neal had 402 passing yards, with 208 of those going to Riley Miller. Head coach Mike New had one message for his offense leading up to Kent State.
It was just a mindset. It was all about us. It was just attack. We're going to attack. That was the mindset. It was just going to be attack. We didn't care what anybody did. It was just up to us. And it starts with me. It starts with me. It's not these kids. It starts with me. I got to be the one that says, hey, man, we're just going to attack. That's going to be our mindset. We're going to stay on the aggressive, make people adjust to us. And so that's on me. Blame me for that. And so it was just an attitude. It was an attitude that we're just coming out this week, a total group effort. And we just said, hey, man, we're just going to attack, period.
The Cardinals will try to keep that offensive attack going into Saturday's home game against Northern Illinois. It's October 1st, and you know what that means, playoff baseball. But just because the big leaguers are preparing for a run towards the World Series doesn't mean Ball State isn't prepping for the 2019 season. NewsLink Indiana's Rachel Berry has more.
Fall ball has finally begun. The Ball State baseball team scrimmaged Butler University Sunday afternoon. Fall games show coaches in the teams the areas that need work, as well as the areas that the team also has improved. Head coach Rich Maloney talks about the impact that fall ball has on the team.
If you hold the score down, you'll have a chance to win a lot of games. So I'm encouraged by that, but we got to get better. And that's what this is about. So tomorrow's practice, we'll have a lot of things we can work on, and we'll try to get better.
The team has added some new faces to the roster with 11 freshmen and 4 transfers.
Kyle Nicholas was throwing some 95, 96s today. Nolan Gazowski has an outstanding arm.
The Cardinals will be back in action once again on Sunday, October 13th at 1 p.m. against Purdue Fort Wayne. In Muncie, Rachel Berry, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Cardinals do just have one more fall game remaining in October. Well, Ball State men's golf was in Akron, Ohio today for the first and second rounds of the Firestone Invitational. The Cardinals finished round 2 tied 10th of 17 teams, shooting 4 over par. Keegan Bronnenberg leads Ball State, ending the day 3 strokes under par. Head coach Mike Fleck says if they can clean up their mistakes, the Cardinals can move up the leaderboard tomorrow.
We just got to go be complete again tomorrow and try to get 4 really good scores on the board and hopefully move up, as many spots as we can. It's pretty tight in the middle of the pack where we are. So if we can put 4 good rounds on the board, I'll feel good about where we are at the end of the day.
Ball State wraps up the Firestone Invitational with round 3 tomorrow morning at 10. And congratulations to the women's field hockey team for getting their first win of the year Friday, and volleyball's Andrew Seaman for winning Mac West Setter of the Week.
Wow, that sounds awesome. It's been a busy week in sports for sure.
Absolutely, for sure. Baseball. That's all I'm saying. October baseball can't get any better than that. We had 2 games in MLB, 2 game 63s to decide the NL Central and NL West. So great time for sports for sure.
We got my Cubs going to take that win tomorrow. Coming up, find out what animal shut down a highway early this morning.
And a Halloween-like asteroid is in orbit. Find out how close it'll get to Earth next.
4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
Welcome back. Time now to take a look at what's trending.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Michelle Kaufman. Michelle, what do you have for us?
Good evening. So happy October. Today is October 1st, and with Halloween coming up, some people may have heard about a skull-shaped asteroid. Well, it doesn't sound like it'll be scaring us this year. The asteroid passed Earth in 2015, only missing our planet by 300,000 miles. This year, it'll pass by again, 25 million miles away from Earth. Experts say the shape has likely changed, and NASA had a little fun and called it a dead comet. And in Georgia, cows were on the move today after a tractor trailer overturned on an Atlanta highway. Take a look at this. A police officer is run over by one of 89 cows that escaped from the trailer around 3 a.m. The cows were loose for several hours, and 10 actually died after being hit by cars. Traffic was backed up, and one driver was injured. The cause of the accident is not known. And this isn't the first time that this has happened in Georgia, even this year. Cows have gotten on Georgia interstates in similar incidents in both May and June of this year. And according to the Georgia Department of Transportation, real cowboys were used this morning to help round up the cows. So I know a lot of us drive to class or commute, and imagine telling your professor you'd be late because you were stopped by cows.
I can't imagine that at all.
Good thing they put those cowboys to work out there, though.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, for sure. One final look at weather. Rain looks to dominate throughout much of these next 7 days, and the heat is definitely sticking around with temperatures well above average.
That's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow, 9 at streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.